The home side have not been able to hold on to possession. Oh, there it is. It's Tejas. Garcia. Shot, and it's just over. It was a good shot. It was a good effort. Fouled it to receive. It is interesting. Al Carson are unbeaten so far. Oh, and he's closed down. Foda. Possession's turned over. It's now Garcia. Grande unable to get onto it. El County. He's at the byline. What's he going to do? Off the bar. Manchon! 1-0 on the wayside. Easy tap in. El County making all the effort, dribbling by and hitting it to the byline and banging it off the post. 1-0. Cacereño come in, and it's they won their first game just coming into this. El Corazon not yet to lose. El County lays it off to Tejas. He's the only change in the first 11 today. And he takes a shot. One bay, can't hold it. Oh my word! 45 yards. And Al Carson cleared away. We're 10 minutes into the half, and the away team is still pressing it hard. Garcia is dominating that wing here. He's got another cross in. One base spills it. Grande! 3. Oh. It's De Castro. Sarmiento. Ooh, just over. Really has been a dominant display by the Cáceres base team. Al Carson are going to have something to think about. This 15 minutes left to play, and doesn't seem like, oh, Guillen dinked. Oh, great goal. Good finish. The capital-based team, Atletico, are hosting Estepona. This does seem like a mismatch, honestly, because the fact is that Estepona cannot score. They haven't won yet, and Atletico rarely concede and have never lost. But Rodriguez offsides here. He's very offsides. It's not even close. And when I tell you there's nothing that happened in this game, I mean nothing. This was the last highlight. It was 0-0. It's done. A point apiece. Melilla coming into this game are definitely feeling high hopes. Moises gets them launched 15 minutes into the game. They've not been that good on the road so far this season, but they got a good start. The Melilla coach said in the press conference before the game that he felt upbeat about this and that they were going to have a good shot and win this. And Adarve, however, they got absolutely defeated and destroyed by Don Benito in that 2-0 drubbing from last week. But Melilla struggle on the road. So we've got an interesting combat here. Albert is able to get the cross in, but it's stolen by Segovia. And Miñambres, sneaks it into that near side post. Salcedo is going to pick it out. This game will ultimately be about quality and who has it and who doesn't. And we'll see exactly what I'm talking about in just a little bit here. The Adarve head coach said that he believes Juanma will recover from this. Dene Garcia with his second goal of the season. And I don't even know if it'll be easier than that. Gifted. Moving further into the first half, you can see that there's still some offense to be had for Melilla, and Adarve are just trying to get to halftime at this moment and not have too many burn marks. Fran Nunez burned everybody, but unable to get it on target. Into the second half, we're still got a little quiet game. Things have settled down since that middle section of the first half. Maganto got on his bike and almost beat 3 players, but bad finish. Deeper into the second half, Adarve were trying to push on to Melilla and create a chance here as with less than 30 minutes remaining. The game was on now. Miguel Garcia was able to blast it forward to Danny Garcia, and Gonzalez released him. He was able to break through their lines pretty quickly with a 1-2, and Lumbo just barely able to get a touch on it, and it crawled across the goal. As time wore on, though, Adarve were slowly growing into the game a little bit. You know, winning balls back, quicker to the ball for 50-50s. Segovia off the post. So close for the home side. Underdogs almost got second blood. They kept going. They kept pursuing. You can see here, another steal. Albert dribbles right through the midfield, puts a ball right through to Miñambres, and it's Segovia. Salcedo saves it though, but you can see the tempo building. This being the last highlight of the match, Darve put great pressure at the end of the game, but it still wasn't enough. Malia walk away with 3 points from the capital. Both teams start this week at the bottom half of the table. Diocesano without a win, and Villavenovense coming off their second loss of the season. Bernal cannot get a goal to start this game off. There is a issue with the audio here, so there's no crowd background for this, but they just came on. Sieto is able to dribble through and shot just over the top. Good effort, though, for the home side. And, again, we're seeing Diocesano pump it out so they can reset their defense, but it's gone through to Victor, and he gets the first goal of the game. So Kyu making an error and misjudging the flight of the ball. However, the underdogs here, Diocesano, were able to fashion some chances, this being from Susmel. It was a great shot just over the wall there and not quite the top corner. However, a few minutes later, the home side, Sieto, is able to have a similar opportunity, but in off the bar. And that's 2-0 to the Villanueva side. And it's an uphill climb for Diocesano into the second half. Villavenovense are still the better side here. Seattle able to get a decent cross in, and Rocha off the bar there. So still 2-0 deep into the second half. And Diocesano, this passage of play here really kind of illustrates the fact that they're not able to get that ball in and find the final touch. This is just ball just getting passed around and recycled and trying to find the penetrating pass. Varone over the top, unable to get it there, but Bernal, they're definitely their best player for sure, is able to get it to Manu Martin, giving it back, and Guerrero, it's a blocked shot at point-blank range. Not quite. However, from that pressure, a goalkeeping error. Guerrero getting a header in, and Company just dragging it across the line there. It's an own goal. Upsetting for the keeper. It's 2-1. Leganés B team and Korea were two formidable teams coming into this game week. Leganés had the top end of the table and pushing into that promotion playoff spots, and Korea undefeated so far. So this was a match that was going to be tight, it was going to be competitive, and it was going to be fierce for sure. And both teams really had something to play for and continue to climb to the top of the table. So that being said, we can see here that Dorian Jr. is able to release Arauz through the midfield, but Alda and Aguirre are going to be playing this through the right side, and it's going to be a nice cross to the back post. Navarro, nope, it's over the top. And into the second half here, just straight off the kickoff, you can see that Korea are the better of the two sides. They had better chances, and this is one of those examples that shows that. Gomez getting it through Nene, and Christian with a great save rushing out, but it is offsides. And continuing on, it went the other way. Leganés had a chance for themselves. Navarro getting it through to Arauz, and he's able to cut inside, and Miron just gets a hand on it, and it just squeezes past the post. Leganés are able to pour on the pressure, though. They were able to fashion out a chance due to Korea's individual errors on defense. Salido able to get a cross in, and it's missed by Pedro Meli. And Leganés are unlucky. But towards the end of the game, this is probably one of the better chances for Korea to win it and steal it on the road. Deco is able to hold on to the ball and create an opportunity for Mercadal. And gets to cross it in. Ledesma has a blocked shot. Stays 0-0. Cerdanyola come in with a win, draw, and a loss in their first 3 game weeks, and Paso are unbeaten, and they are unlucky to start this game with a goal. Paso have 7 points from their first 3 games and are feeling quite confident in their ability to take on a team that has one of the best offenses in the league. But Pelon starts off his evening with a yellow from a push in the back. And this game will be interesting since Cerdanyola will have a great offense, however, unable to score against Diocesano in the last game. And Paso are just coming up that win. And Pelon just put his hand on the ball. Why did he do that? He's on a yellow. And certainly this is going to be a red. Yeah, he's off. Second yellow. Cerdanyola start the second half up a man, and they're going to continue that pressure. Get an early goal here in the second half. And Gallego to Garros. Nope. It's still 0-0, just over the top. Cerdanyola were able to continue their pressure onto the Canary Island team, and Garros just so unlucky. He's many opportunities to score, but not quite yet. But they would get their reward. The Barcelona team and Garros finally got their lead, and Garros on his second goal of the season. But that man down and Pelon being in the center of the back line there as center back, it just created more defensive issues. Garros was able to penetrate the offense and consistently be a nag. This is another chance here. Blocked, but Luis will take it. However, because Paso are unbeaten, they have that stubbornness, and a 1-goal deficit is not going to keep them down. Martin is able to get it to Piera, who stabs it home. And it's now 1-1 in the 81st minute. But the team from the Canary Islands are stubborn. Very stubborn. Cerdanyola almost gave it away here. And it's Robe with the ball over the top, and Piera through to poke it through for the goal, and not quite. My game, Montijo against Don Benito. I was weary of this game. Don Benito came in with 2 wins on the bounce, and this being their second game on the road. But I made a change. We have Cristo, as you can see on the right side here. He's starting the game, and Yerai winning the penalty. Him coming back into the side now that Pino is injured. And we got a penalty early on, which gave me hope that maybe we can beat this team. And Batanero, Heel had a hand on it, but he can't keep it out. Too much power. And we started this game off 1-0 against one of the better offenses. We had the better of the possession and the chances. And you can see again here, Catala getting fouled. And we got a second penalty for the game. And this to me was like, great, let's put it 2-0 up. See what happens. I changed it to Catala as Batanero came off, and Heel got a hand to it again, but this he was able to keep out. Ultimately, I am going to be punished for the penalty miss, and it's going to be probably their best player, Campare, who's going to be able to get the goal here. It will be a delicious goal, too. You can see here that Campare wins it off the here and snapped it 20 yards out, and it's 1-1. Don Benito are now leveled. It'll end 1-1, and it feels like this is the third game. Identical 1-1s, basically. Most of the chances, missed opportunities, and penalized. Both teams with 1 win and 2 losses going into this game. Aguada host Navalcarnero. The away side being lost against me last week, but Aguada gets an early opportunity against these, and Aguada scores very easily, and the Lebanese right back, Kalarj, is unable to deal with him physically. And it's 1-0. This game, however, was quite slow and unassuming. You know, we're now deep into the 86th minute, and the whole game only had 8 shots. And, you know, the first being coming from really a mistake from Unya by misplacing a pass. Now, Mejia and Temereshkov are able to link up, and Temereshkov with a nice, clean, one-touch finish gets the away side level. In this game, though, the home side was able to pick out a couple passes and get a couple shots. Of the 8 that were taken in the entire game, Guadalajara were only able to manage 3. So offense was scarce and far between. In this one, Teachea thought that he was able to get the winner in the 89th minute. However, the referee raised a flag. However, the away team, Naval Carnero, were going to steal this game right at the death. The 93rd minute, Esteban puts it away off the corner through a crowd of people. And in our last game of the game week, we're in Segovia, and it's Segoviana versus Sequeamos. Segoviana have only gotten their win in the opening game of the season, but have lost 2 on the bounce now. And Sequeamos, have not gotten a point yet. And the Sequeamos this is their 3rd away game on the bounce so far, as their last one before they can arrive home. But you can see the early pressure here. Ubis is able to put it through to Lopez, and Barahona, he's one-on-one with the keeper. It's Sequeamos, 1-0. 19 minutes in. And De Frutos gets it over Ubis, but the second ball's eventually brought down. It's Fernandito. Oh, it's a beautiful ball. Ubis! Oh, he's just wide. That was a good chance. They got 2 over the ball. Toboso hits it. Oh, it's off the crossbar. We're in the second half, and it has been a back-and-forth game so far. But we're seeing Sequeamos up still. Oh, Llorente able to win it back. Astray. Acuna, the danger man. What can he do? Oh, my word! 25 yards. Incredible. Plummer, a few options here. Manu. It's in. Acuna. Oh, it's just over the bar. Keeper was a little freaked. Fernandez gets it's a misplaced pass. And Tony Fernandez puts it through. It's Barahona. What's he going to do here? Barahona! Oh, good until the finish. And Barahona dinks it forward to Ubis. And it's Hugo's trying to head it away, but it's intercepted by Ubis. He's going to be one-on-one with the keeper. Oh, it's off the outside of the bar. It's still 1-1. And we are done after game week 4. So just to round out the table after the action that you just saw, Atletico Madrid B is still at the top of the table and without a loss. They got 10 points after their recent draw. Cordia and Paso both drew in this most recent set of matches, and they're sitting on 2-2 and 8 points. Don Benito and Leganés with 7 points apiece, both of them drawing as well. My Montijo team sits in sixth with 6 points, and we're the last of the 4 teams that are unbeaten with 1 win and 3 draws. But there are 6 teams with 6 points. The rest of the 5 having 2 and 2, and I find them formidable. That we haven't quite yet seen where they're going to align, because you see loss win on a couple of these guys here, and you also see Casareño with loss win. So you could see a trend. You could continue to see this this inconsistent pattern here. So that's still yet to shake out. Cerdanyola and Alcorazon B in 5 points apiece. Alcorazon B have now drawn and then lost in the last 2 games, so they've slid down the table after their winless start in the first 2. Keep going into the relegation zone. You got Segoviana winless in 3 after their opening game win, and then also Guadalajara, same thing, but one worse with 3 losses. So they're now sliding into the relegation zone, and about 3 points, 4 points is no longer going to do it with here. And by the way, I believe it's about 35 points is the rough margin to be above or below this line here. So just keep that in mind. Estepona, 3 draws of 4, still winless, and they're one of the 3 teams that have not yet to win. Diocesano and Sequemos are also joined with them, but they're, they got a point apiece instead of Estepona. So that being said, let's go into the profile real quick. Profile is Temeneshkov with 6, Catalat 4, and Niko Kata 3. No real changes here. Temeneshkov is able to add 1 to his goal tally, and his average rating is obviously at the top. El County, best assist provider so far. You saw it this most recent game week as well, that he got another assist. So good for him. He's Spanish and Moroccan. Love to see it. And player of the match, no change. Shutouts, we now have 2 with 3 shutouts with Leganés and Atletico Madrid B team. Both of these teams have only allowed 1 goal for the season so far. So you're starting to see stout defenses. And going into let's preview next week. I think the big game here is going to be Atletico Paso and Madrid B. This is going to be 1 and 3. That's going to be an absolutely amazing hot game. That's going to be just at the start of the season here. And then, my team, Cacereño away, or, Cacereño is going to be a great game. I think that's one of the marquee matches for this weekend. Navalcarnero and also Cerdanyola, 2 teams that are all high-octane offense. Cerdanyola have not been able to win recently. Navalcarnero is the opposite. And Estepona and Segoviana, 2 teams that are down here in the relegation zone. I think this is the first time where we're going to be able to see some separation between these teams that are bunched up at the bottom. And, can Estepona turn it around at home against another team that's struggling? And going on, let's see here. Oh, this is good. Melilla and Villanovens. 2 teams that are 2 wins and 2 losses. This is also going to be a nice matchup in Africa. I'm very much looking forward to that one. And then finally, I think Cordia at home to Guadalajara. Cordia, unbeaten so far. They're running hot. So at the moment, and Guadalajara they won their first game, and they've slid down with a few losses since their first win. So that's it, and we're going to go into game week 5, and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.